All right, let's talk GTA 6. Over the past few months, we've seen trailers, theories, and of course, leaks. And today, I've got a list of potential in-game details that, if true, could completely change how we think about this game. Now, before we dive into the good stuff, here's the deal. Everything I'm about to share comes from someone who previously got a major detail right, Jason and Lucia's last names, before Rockstar made it official. So yeah, that raised a few eyebrows. But let's keep it real, this isn't a direct Rockstar dev leak. The source claims to be a friend of someone working at Rockstar, which means it's secondhand information, at best. No screenshots, no proof, just word of mouth. Some of it might be spot on, and some of it might be total BS. Still, I think it's worth talking about. Not because we should believe every word, but because it helps us imagine what GTA 6 could be. It's fun, it's speculative, and hey, sometimes leaks tell us more than the trailers do. So with that in mind, let's break it down. So first up, the 6-star wanted level is officially back. And honestly, I don't know about you, but the 5-star cap in GTA 5 always felt a little too tame. Like, yeah, I'm being chased by tanks and choppers. The 6-star level brings that real, you've gone too far energy. Then we've got something that sounds straight out of Red Dead, a relationship system. Apparently, it's similar to RDR2's honor mechanic, which means your choices, how you treat people, even how you behave in the world, it could all shape your character's journey. That kind of moral gray area, perfect for GTA. Weight mechanics are also back. That means your character's size might actually change based on your lifestyle. Eat too much, don't work out, and it shows. It's a little detail, sure, but it adds realism. And let's be honest, it opens the door for some pretty hilarious situations. One of the cooler additions, underwater exploration. We're talking actual explorable areas below the surface, with treasure, hidden secrets, and who knows what else. It's giving serious Vice City scuba diving heist vibes, and I'm here for it. Now remember that scene in Trailer 2 where Jason's casually buying beer at a gas station? Turns out that wasn't just cinematic. That was real gameplay. Apparently you can walk in, grab a drink, and walk out. Small detail, but it makes the world feel lived in, not just scripted. Oh, and the greet antagonize system from Red Dead is coming too. So whether you want to be charming or completely insufferable, you'll have options. All right, let's keep going because the gameplay features don't stop there. So apparently the character selection wheel has been upgraded, and it's way more dynamic than what we had in GTA 5. You can play as solo Jason, solo Lucia, or, and this is where it gets wild, you can control both at the same time during robberies and certain missions. Yeah, imagine coordinating a stick-up with both characters in real time. That's some next-level co-op energy, even if you're playing solo. Next up, a small but interesting change, the UI. The minimap now has a rectangle-style GPS with pink waypoints. It's a subtle touch, but for those of us who obsess over map design and UI aesthetics, it's a nice visual refresh. Now let's talk special abilities. Jason has a Deadeye-style feature, kind of like in Red Dead. It slows down time and highlights enemy weak spots. Makes sense considering he's supposed to have a military background. Lucia, she gets a one-shot version of the same ability, and that's stirred up a bit of controversy already. Some fans are reading into it like, oh great, the female lead gets the nerfed version. But it could also just be a story-based thing. Maybe she evolves over time. We'll see. Another cool detail, NPCs actually react when you pull out a gun. Like, not just screaming and running. You might get tense stares, panicked movements, or people backing away slowly. It's that kind of reactive AI that makes the city feel alive, not just like a stage set. And yes, male strippers are in the game, a first for the series. And while that might sound like a throwaway detail, it's actually a sign of Rockstar evolving with the times. GTA's always poked at culture. This time, they're expanding that lens. Now, something that has me really curious is the driving. According to the leak, driving is the best it's ever been. Which, if that's true, that's huge. GTA 5's driving was solid, but if they've refined it even further, it could feel way more immersive. or even arcade-like, depending on your style. And let's talk gore, because Rockstar apparently isn't holding back. They're building off Red Dead 2's dismemberment system, which was already intense. That means limbs flying off, visible damage, brutal impact physics. Again, not for everyone, but it reinforces the gritty, dangerous world they're crafting. And finally, the weapon system is limited again. Just like in Red Dead, you only carry what's on you. If you want more firepower, you'll need to stash it in your car's trunk. Personally, I love this. It forces strategy. No more pulling a rocket launcher out of thin air. All right, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk characters. There's one name that popped up in the leaks that caught my attention. Donnie. He's apparently Jason's friend, and the leak straight up describes him as a freak, which, let's be honest, in the world of GTA could mean anything from quirky comic relief to absolute psychopath. What we do know is that he works for someone named Brian. No real details beyond that, but it sounds like Donnie might play a sidekick-type role. Maybe the guy who drags you into the weirder missions, or ends up being way more important than he looks at first. It's a small detail, yeah, but GTA has always been about its characters. The weirdos, the wild cards, the ones you don't see coming. So Donnie, keep an eye on him. Now let's talk about the map. And if this leak is even half true, we're looking at something massive. So first off, the game is set on an island again, just like Vice City. No big surprise there. Rockstar clearly loves their fictional Florida, but this time they're reportedly leaving out the Panhandle, which is kind of a funny detail for anyone who knows the actual state. Guess the long stretch of land just didn't make the cut. Now here's where things start to sound ambitious, maybe a little too ambitious. The leak claims we'll have enterable shopping malls and skyscrapers, complete with working elevators. Imagine walking into a giant mall, browsing stores, or riding an elevator up a high-rise to scope out a heist location. It's the kind of verticality we've wanted in GTA for years, and if it's real, that's a huge win for immersion. But the biggest jaw-dropper? 700-plus interiors. Yep. The leak says there could be over 700 shops, buildings, and indoor areas you can actually walk into. That would make it the most detailed open world in gaming, period. Now, even the source admits they're a bit iffy on this one. Let's keep that grain of salt handy, but still. Even half of that number would be a game changer because the biggest knock on open worlds these days is that they feel big but empty. Rockstar might be aiming to fix that. All right, so let's get into the story. And don't worry, this part is spoiler-free. According to the leak, GTA 6 is using a chapter-based story structure, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, which, if you played RDR2, you already know what that means. Slow burns, big turning points, and emotional pacing that builds over time. Rockstar seems to be leaning harder into cinematic storytelling, and I'm all for it. Apparently, the game will be split into 5 chapters total, and here's the kicker. Everything we saw in Trailer 2, that's only from chapters 1 to 3. So whatever happens in chapters 4 and 5, that's still completely under wraps. It also means that the game might go places we haven't even imagined yet. Different settings, major character shifts, time jumps. Who knows? If they're saving the best stuff for later chapters, Rockstar might be holding back a lot more than we think. Okay, now it's time for the slightly disappointing part. What's not in the game, or at least what's reportedly been cut or left out entirely. First off, and this one might actually be a relief for some, there are no fully nude sex scenes. GTA has always flirted with pushing the line, but it looks like they're dialing that back this time around. Maybe it's a creative choice, or maybe they're just trying to avoid certain controversies. Either way, it's not happening. Now this one might actually annoy a few players. You apparently can't listen to music outside of vehicles, so no walking around Vice City with your favorite station blasting in your ear. Which, yeah, kind of a bummer. It seems like a small feature, but it's one of those immersive touches that makes the world feel yours. Also, prone positioning, gone. So if you were hoping for stealthy crawling during shootouts or tactical prone sniping, nope, that's been cut too. No dual-wielding weapons either. So, sadly, no cinematic John Wick-style gunfights with a pistol in each hand. Probably a balancing decision, but still, come on, Rockstar, let us feel cool. And in what might be a missed opportunity for some dark satire, there's no Disney World parody. That felt like an obvious target for GTA's brand of humor. But maybe it was legally too risky, or just not worth the trouble. Lastly, and this one hurts the stealth lovers, no burglary minigame. So if you enjoyed creeping into homes like in GTA 5 side missions or San Andreas, you might miss that slower, more methodical kind of crime gameplay. Overall, it's not the end of the world, but it does show Rockstars being a bit more selective with what makes it in. And hey, maybe these are the kinds of things that come back later as DLC or updates. You never know. And that's pretty much everything we know, or think we know, so far about GTA 6 from this leak. Now look, some of this might end up being spot on, and some might just vanish into the Rockstar rumor void. But honestly, even just talking about this stuff, the possibilities, the features, the details, gets me excited all over again. But I want to hear from you. Which feature are you most hyped about? Is it the dual protagonist control, the crazy amount of interiors, or something weird like male strippers? Drop your thoughts in the comments and yeah, let's keep it civil down there. It's all love. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Maybe share it with a friend who's been obsessing over every GTA 6 rumor too. And if you want more videos like this, leaks, breakdowns, and eventually actual gameplay deep dives, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.